Hello everybody, Bill's Butter here, and welcome back to another episode of Pixel Bits, the show that loves to talk about stuff that came from the real life. In today's episode, we're going over a bit of a trivia segment. For those that don't know, some of the weapons in this game actually have real-life counterparts. So today, we're going to go over some, if not most, maybe even all of them. Though, granted, that is a very, very large chunk. But let's start right off with primary. Granted, melee and special will not be covered because they are very much self-explanatory in what weapon they are. Now, basic shotgun, really, I cannot tell what it is based off of just glancing at it, but from here on out, I know pretty much most of these weapons' real-life counterpart, and you can then look it up. Now, starting with the machine gun, you'll also hear me call this the MP5, which is a real weapon based off the HK MP5. This one, I think, is specifically an A3 because of the fixed stock and no flashlight point. Might be an A2, though. I don't know exactly the numbering after the MP5 part because the A insert number means it has a different part, like a retractable stock or a flashlight grip. Things like that. Next, Ranger rifles based off of the Scar H. The Rhino and Heavy Shotgun are based off of a weapon prototype known as the Pan-Core Jackhammer. I highly recommend looking up that Forgotten Weapons episode. Fantastic video on it. It's probably the only time you'll ever see the real-life version of the Pan-Core Jackhammer. AK-48 is based off an AK-47, but I'm pretty sure it's more of an AKM, based off of it being milled instead of a stamped receiver. The Veteran is based off of the Type 99 LMG from World War II. You've got the Marksman based off of the AUG A3, which I love the AUG. The AUG looks really nice. Of course, Automatic Peacemaker is based off of the, I think it's the M123 minigun. Or Gatling. It's a minigun, basically. If you just look up minigun, you'll easily find this weapon. Then, of course, Dual Uzi, Social Uzi, and the campaign-exclusive Uzi is based off of the IMI Uzi. So, that one's pretty easy there. All three of them are literally the same weapon. Rapid-fire rifle and future police rifle are based off of the FNP90, chambered in 5.7mm. So, I always love FN stuff. They always look really goofy and or use their proprietary ammo. The Hero and alongside it the series Argument are based off of the M249 Saw. They're big, just LMGs. There's nothing light about them, but they're based off the M249. The Hellraiser alongside the SFR, Secret Forces Rifle, is based off of the prototype-only XM8. This weapon, I think, it got into military trials, but never passed them, so it never made it into production. Frank Sheepone, not the actual sheep itself, but the weapon it's holding is a Thompson, or as people like to call it, the Chicago Typewriter. So, you can also look that up. It's actually a really nice-looking weapon. The Dino Slayer, Xmas Destroyer, and the Mega Destroyer are all based off the same weapon, being the, I think it's the Franchi Nationale Spaz 12, or just look up Spaz 12. They're based off of that. Of course, you have the Eindringling, which translated is Intruder, is based off of the World War II German SMG, the MP40. Very beautiful World War II weapon. Brave Patriot is based off of the Thompson as well. Just a different variant. I think this is the M1A1 Thompson. Combat Rifle, Desert Fighter, and the campaign-exclusive Army Rifle are all based off of, I'm pretty sure, M16A2s. Pretty sure they're M16A2s. The Casanova and the... What is the other one? I can't remember. The Black Mamba, I think is what it is. Yeah, Black Mamba. Those are based off of, I'm pretty sure it is the PP2000. I'm pretty sure it's what it's based off of. It just looks a lot funkier, but it's a very loose interpretation of it. Predator is based off of the Saiga, which is a AK variant, which is a shotgun. Of course, we already went over Future Police Rifle. Steam Power is not really based on anything realistic, but I think there are triple-barreled shotguns, so they do exist. Let's see. The glitched machine gun alongside, what is it? Penalizer and, I can't remember the dual-wield version. Yeah. The Vandals are all based off of a weapon called the Chris Vector. Or as, I think it's also got a different name, like the Super V, which is because of its recoil system. Really interesting weapon in how it works. Let's see. You got the SWAT rifle based off of the FAMAS F1. Let's see. Of course, dual shotguns based on, and alongside its campaign counterpart being the single-wielded double barrel. They're just based off of real-life double-barrel shotguns. There's not really any specific brand. They're all pretty much the same. Just sawed off. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Night Hunter is based off of the FN F2000, another FN weapon. Probably one of my favorite realistic weapons that they've added to this game, especially because the animation is almost exactly how you would actually reload an F2000. The only difference is when the bolt goes forward, your character's actually pushing it forward instead of slapping it and letting it go forward. Let's see. Firefighters, loosely based on an AK. It's just heavily modified. The Patrol Officers 747 is based off of... It's a heavily modified MP5. I think this is an A4. It's got the collapsing stock. And it's not an SD because the suppressor's not integrated. As you can tell, because your character takes it off in the inspect. Purifying Shotgun is a heavily modified Remington 870 shotgun. Just has a, saw blade or a chainsaw blade on it alongside a shell holder and firing weird liquid ammo. Oh yeah, tactical rifle is also a Scar H. The Eliminator X2, or as it was originally called, the Z2. The Eliminator X2, alongside its counterpart from the set, the Advanced Scout Rifle, are both based off of, I'm pretty sure it's HK416. I think it is. Yeah, it's an HK416. Plastic Rifle is based off of an M16 as well, but is very heavily stylized. Aloha Boom Boom is also a stylized variant of the Chicago Typewriter. Let's see. Golden Bros is, I'm pretty sure, AK-74Us without the stock, just like the campaign AK, which is the AK Mini. It's also an AK-74U. Let's see. The Living Rifle is a heavily modified Scar H. Waterman's Rifle is also an AK. I think it's an AK-74. 74U. But an AK-74, that's a water gun. The large caliber machine gun is based off of, I think it's a Browning M2. Yeah, it's a Browning M2. Of course, Debt Collector is based off of a not sawed-off double barrel. The Rifle.me Online is a Mac 10. Or it might be a Mac 11, but I'm pretty sure it is a Mac 10. Let's see. Oh, the AK-556, not the skin, but the standard AK-556 is based off of the Russian AK-12. The not prototype versions as well. It's actually the official, quote-unquote, official AK-12. Of course, Golden Friends, also an MP5. Champion Peacemaker is also the same minigun. Let's see. Here we go. The Storm is based off of a Groza 2. I think it's a Groza 2. Yeah, it's a Groza 2. And finally, State Defender is also based off a Chicago Typewriter. Now, moving on to secondaries, there's not as many in here, so this will go a lot faster. Base pixel gun, I don't really know exactly what it's based off of, so we can't really say there. Of course, antique pistol alongside old comrade are based off of a Mauser C96. So, or as it's also nicknamed, the broomstick pistol, or because of the broomstick handle. Of course, Desert Eagle alongside Mountain Wolf are also based on, who could have guessed, the IMI Desert Eagle. So, whoop-de-doo. Dual revolvers in the campaign, old revolver, I can't really tell what kind of revolver it's based on, but because a lot of these really just kind of look like 44 Magnums, so really can't say much there. Zombie Slayer is based on a M1911, or it could be an M45 Musoc, one of the two. I think it might be a 45 Musoc, though. Special Agent alongside the... I almost called it the Killer Mushroom. But I think it's the Assassin's Pistol. Or Hitman Pistol. Those two are based off of, I'm pretty sure, USP 45s with a big laser module. Steve Revolver alongside Adamant Revolver, I'm pretty sure, are based off of the Taurus Raging Bull, or it's the Raging Hornet. I can't remember which one has the scope. But there's that. Dual Hawks, dual Desert Eagles, but heavily modified. I don't think the Dual Hunter crossbows are really based on anything, but Reverse Pistol is based off of... It more looks like a competition Glock 20. There's so many Glock variants, though, but it is not a Glock 18. I know that for sure, because it'd be fully automatic. But I think it might be something like a competition Glock 20, because you can see it's got that flared mag well, so the mag goes in a lot easier. Let's see, what else? Proprietator is, I think it's based on some sort of weapon. I only know it as the Baby Deagle from Payday 2, but it's very much based off a real weapon. Let's see, what else do we got? Fast Death. Not the skin, but the standard version draws a lot of inspiration from a Glock 18, but this one, for some reason, they made burst fire instead of fully automatic, like the Glock 18 actually is. Let's see. I mean, technically, the Duck Hunter is a real weapon, but it's just a SNES with a weapon that sort of represents the NES Zapper. Not an SNES, an NES. Mayor's Trophy Pistol is sort of a Civil War revolver. I know it's supposed to be some sort of old Civil War era revolver. Let's see. Tactical Pistol, can't really get a bead on what it is because there's just so much stuff on it. But I think it might also be loosely based on an M45 Musoc. And the Godfather's Assistant, I think, is supposed to be based off of... It looks to be based off a Chiappa Rhino, but the barrel is supposed to be on the bottom, not the top. So I think they just kind of flipped the barrel, but it looks like a Chiappa Rhino. Just with the barrel flipped. The Irradiated SMG is based off of the Tech 9, which, funnily enough, I actually wanted a machine pistol in the secondary category, which I recommended the TMP or the MP9, but instead we got the Irradiated SMG about a couple updates after I recommended it. So, gave me Executioner and Laser Revolver, loosely based off of 44 Magnum as well. Spec Ops Pistol, I really cannot get a beat on what it is. There's just so much stuff on it, just like the Tactical Pistol. It might also be an M45 Musoc, just loosely based or something. I can't quite tell. Maybe USP as well. Snipers also don't have too many realistic weapons, but, you know, the base sniper rifle sort of reminds me of my 30-06 Springfield. You know, that nice wood grain finish. So, might be something loosely based off of that. Guerrilla Rifle, and its better weapon, the Adamant sniper rifle is based off the Dragunov SVU, both Russian made. Let's see, what else do we got? Of course, all the bows are loosely based off of many, many bows. Semi-auto rifle might be loosely based off of the bullpup version of the Dragunov, but like maybe hyper stylized. Super shot rifle loosely based off of a real life toy, being the also a reference to I think the NES Zapper or the Super Scope. There's not really too many realistic sniper rifles. I know the Brutal Headhunter and the Elephant Hunter are based off of the M82 Barrett, which, good old 50 BMG. Liquidator X1, or Liquidator Z1 for those original people, I'm pretty sure it is a M14 EBR mixed with a standard M4, or it's an M14 mixed with an MK14 EBR. It's sort of a mix. Let's see. Sniper Dude is, I'm pretty sure, a Raging Hornet with a stock attachment and a barrel attachment alongside a bipod. Harsh Punisher is, I think, also, alongside Heavy Sniper Rifle, are also based off of a specific Barrett type, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Let's see. Mammoth is based off of the Arctic Warfare, I think it's the AWM. I think that's what it is. I think it's supposed to be either an AWM or an OP. The Black Label is based off of the WA 2000, a very rare sniper rifle, actually. I think there's only 2,000 in existence because they were so expensive to produce with all the wood grain that's on it. Trader is also based off of a Dragunov, just a bit more stylized. Let's see. What other realistic things do we have? There's really not too many left. Law Enforcer. Oop, quick screen freeze. Let me quickly fix that. Law Enforcer is based off of a, I think it's a Winchester 1887. Good old cowboy lever action. Overseer can't quite put... I know it's supposed to be somewhat realistic, but I cannot quite put my finger on it, so if anybody has an idea, let me know. That's pretty much it for snipers. There's also not too many heavies that are realistic either, but there are a few. Of course, Signal Pistol is based off of a flare gun. The Stinger is loosely based off of the Stinger rocket launcher. Let's see, what else? Of course, the grenade launcher and the fire starter. Can't remember the exact name of them, but it's a actual real grenade launcher. I'm trying to think of the name off the top of my head, but I cannot remember for the life of me. Rocket launcher is loosely based off an RPG-7. The military grenade launcher and the Firestorm are based off of an M32 rotary grenade launcher. Just is it incorrectly holds 4 rounds instead of 6. Let's see. The Armageddon, without the skin. The Armageddon, Missile Thrower, and Hurricane are all based off the M202 Flash, I think it's a Vietnam-era weapon, with also Gingerbread Bazooka, or Home Bazooka being a heavily stylized version of it as well. Let's see. There's not too many more. Any more? I don't think there is. Oh, Plan B is also... Ooh, excuse me. The Plan B is also a M32 rotary grenade launcher, just incorrectly pops open. It's not supposed to do that exactly, just the It's supposed to split. Oh, wait, no, this is actually correct, because it splits sideways. It's the other two, the military grenade launcher and Firestorm, incorrectly, you just take it out instead of splitting it open and then reloading the shells one by one. Let's see. Anything else? I think that's it. I know, like, Instigator, I've seen, like, it's also made its way into, like, Payday 2 in its own sort of way. So I think it's based off a realistic weapon, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm pretty sure that's every pixel gun weapon that is based on a real-life weapon. There's actually quite a lot that are based on real-life weapons, but also it's a very small margin of weapons that are actually based on real-life things. I think the only one that I missed is... yeah. I think the heavy machine gun, from its very simple model, is based off of the Ultimax 100. But I don't think there's really any other campaign weapons that are really based on anything that I haven't gone over. So yeah, I think that's every weapon. That's every weapon that has a real-life counterpart, so feel free to look any of them up, and also just maybe there's other realistic weapons you'd want to see in the game. I know there's a lot I would like to see, because there are so many interesting-looking weapons, especially that come out of the... you know, Chris Company, like the Vector did. You know, there's a lot of really interesting weapons that come out of there. So, this has been yet another episode of Pixel Bits. Quite a long one at that. This has been episode 6, Pixel Gun in Real Life. As per usual, do all the usual algorithmic goodness, like, comment, subscribe. If you really enjoy the series, feel free to leave even ideas in the description. I would love to hear them. You can also leave them in our Discord server that I run, which is in the description. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode of Pixel Bits.